Minecraft Legends is an action spin-off that reimagines Minecraft universe as a third-person campaign-driven RTS. Instead of building blocks and crafting manually, the game streamlines almost every traditional Minecraft system into automated processes, placing the focus on commanding armies, defending villages, and dismantling piglin outposts. At first, this shift is refreshing. However, over time, the simplicity that makes Legends approachable also becomes its greatest weakness. At its core, Minecraft blends real-time strategy with direct player control. You ride across the overworld, you gather resources indirectly through allies, summon golem units, and issue commands using banners and sending them into battle. Resource gathering and building is fully automated. Structures are placed in prefabricated zones rather than individual blocks. Combat revolves around spawning units and directing them towards objectives. This design removes friction and complexity, making the game very easy to understand. However, once these mechanics are mastered, there is very little evolution. The game does not meaningfully expand its systems, introduce new strategic layers, or demand deeper decision-making beyond scaling what you already know. It throws everything at the start. What begins as accessible quickly becomes mechanically shallow. The combat is very much a hack and slash action. You fight alongside your golems while issuing broad commands such as follow, charge, or a focused target, and you send them out there. Units do have strengths and weaknesses. However, I found the encounters boil down to spawning large groups of minions, sending them forward into battle, and then you pretty much repeat the process until the objective falls. Strategy is attrition and minion spam, especially mid to late game. Could take you half an hour, well it did for me, to get rid of one outpost, and the success feels less about clever positioning or timing and more about simply producing enough bodies to overwhelm the enemy. Once the novelty fades, the combat becomes tedious and repetitive. One of the game's strongest ideas is how the piglins behave within the world. They build bases, outposts, they increase their fortification and complexity over time. They apply constant pressure by attacking the villages in multiple different areas and basically push back and resist you. Early on, this creates real tension. You're often forced to choose between pressing an offensive advantage or abandoning progress to defend and protect another settlement from falling. This dynamic world progression is effective and engaging at first. Unfortunately, as the campaign continues, increased enemy health pools and increasingly large armies turn what should be a cinematic battle into a long, drawn-out slump. The difficulty curve in Minecraft Legends is uneven. The early game is great, it pulls you in, it draws you in, and well paced. However, as you get further in, late game, it becomes slow, grindy, and exhausting. Heavily armored enemies end up soaking up so much damage. Battles stop being about strategy and start testing your patience because it's going to be a long ride. This is compounded by pathfinding issues, especially when attacking elevated outposts or bases. Watching half your minions fall off the cliffs before they even reach the base of the outpost can be an enormous frustration and undermines the player effort. When you're first presented with Minecraft Legends, the visuals are strong. The world is vibrant, it's colourful. The third-person camera is actually what drew me in because you can actually completely pan out and actually see more of the world rather than playing from first person. The art style successfully translates Minecraft's aesthetic into a cinematic format. I found the cinematics in this game were actually very good. I really enjoyed it. I enjoyed the sort of storyline they were going with this. However, the HUD gets extremely busy It's frequently cluttered with screen pop-ups, markers, and tutorials. During heavy combat moments, this information becomes distracting rather than helpful. Half the time I just want to flick those notifications away because it throws everything at you in the early game, all the tutorials, everything about this game. The game stops surprising you. The game loop is fundamentally the same, unchanged from start to finish. Once you get further enough in this game, the campaign does not introduce anything new, no mechanics, variations, or meaningful twists to justify its length. In short, the game got fairly boring very quick. Only 3 or 4 hours into this game for me, and the novelty had worn off. Overall, Minecraft Legends is a game with solid ideas and a strong opening, but it fails to sustain interest beyond its initial hours. The campaign starts out promising, but gradually becomes repetitive, tedious, and mechanically stagnant. For a game built around strategy and escalation, it ultimately plateaus far too early. So I gave this game a 4 out of 10, a visually appealing and accessible spin-off that lacks the depth, variety, and longevity truly needed for it to stand out. I really tried to enjoy this game. I put in a fair amount of hours, but coming into a sort of mid to late game, it got boring fairly quickly. Games need to be enjoyable. It shouldn't leave a bit of a bad taste in your mouth, but overall it was a disappointing play considering the amount of hype and promise it had at the start of this game. I hope you enjoyed this review of Minecraft Legends. Do put a comment or a like down below. Tell me what you thought of Minecraft Legends, how much you played, and whether you think it's worth it. Ultimately, my recommendation is to skip this game. It's not worth the grind for it. As a single player experience, this game is a pass for me.